6 overall, 4-2 more importantly in the Northeast Conference. Sacred Heart falls to 8-11 overall, 2-4 in the Northeast Conference. We're here at the Toole Center tonight following a 70-67 win by the Colonials. Head coach Andy Toole joins us right now courtside. Andy, I know that that two-game slide wasn't sitting very well with you. This has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, obviously all wins feel good, you know, and especially after 2 losses and not playing up to par or where you think you need to be playing at. And so definitely a good bounce back win. Sacred Heart played terrific. They shot the ball very, very well, especially from 3. And, you know, we knew that they were going to come out, and that was one of their strengths. And, you know, I think we neutralized it a little bit, probably needed to do a little bit better job of it, especially late when they got a couple easy ones. And we got to clean that stuff up because it doesn't get any easier, that's for sure.
Sometimes I was wondering if it was going to take a straitjacket to put some defense on Shane Gibson. He was unconscious. There were a couple of open looks where he was wide open, but there were a couple of times where you had him D'd up as perfectly as possible, but he still went off for 29 points.
And again, that's what good shooters do. We talk about it all the time. Once you give them 1 or 2 open ones and they get in a rhythm, now all of a sudden you get a couple situations just like James Johnson the other night. Well, they make some more difficult ones because they're starting to feel it. And once they get that feeling going, it's really hard to neutralize them or get them out of their rhythm.
Shook up the lineup a little bit. We'll talk about that in a bit. But right now, I want to concentrate on Lawrence Bridges' contributions toward the tail end of the game.
Yeah, Lawrence was huge down the stretch with rebounds and free throws. And, you know, he's not particularly strong free throw shooting, but to give him credit, he's been in the gym getting extra shots, trying to work on it, and he hit him in a huge time. And that's what seniors are supposed to do. And, you know, I've been on him a little bit, reminding him that the sand's running through the hourglass. And, you know, he's got 12 games left now. And if he wants to continue to play, he's got to continue to perform like that.
70-67, Robert Morris wins here tonight. Coach Andy Toole is with us at the Toole Center. Jim Elias.
Coach, I thought your guys did a great job of actually finding Karan Williams tonight because they knew he was hot, and he did a good job getting open, coming off screens, and they were really looking for him.
Yeah, I thought that, and he came out with a little bit of a different mindset. I thought he came out aggressively. He was kind of hunting shots, which good shooters and scorers do, and so once he got it going, you're right. You know, whether it was Velton or Ant, you know, they were able to kind of draw the defense and kick to him, and he was able to get some good looks, and that's what we need to do if we're going to make shots and score points.
Your 3 inside guys are starting guys, 7, 8, 9 rebounds between the 3 of them. I think that was strong, and I thought your inside guys definitely outplayed theirs.
You know, I think that's, for us, can be a strength of our team. I think that we have guys that, you know, are physically gifted, and they can go and rebound the basketball. And, you know, I think we have guys that we can throw it to, and they can go score down there. I thought Sacred Heart actually did a really good job playing post defense tonight, really digging down, doubling at times to kind of keep Elijah and Mike off balance. But that's someplace that I think we need to continue to go and continue to build on as we go through the year because, you know, those guys get high percentage shots and they're able to finish.
Velton Jones didn't start tonight, but I thought he bounced back very nicely.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, V was, you know, he made some shots, which he hasn't done in a little bit. Was able to get to the rim, and, you know, 5 assists to 1 turnover is stuff that we want to see out of him all the time. And, you know, not only that, he gave great effort defensively. That's who he is, and that's what he's supposed to bring to this team if we're going to be successful.
He had started 70 consecutive ball games coming into this weekend. There was a Jones in the starting lineup, but it wasn't Velton Jones tonight. It was Lucky Jones, and you went with Lawrence Bridges, Elijah Thompson, Karan Williams, and Anthony Myers. How was that sitting with the ball club when the game started?
You know what? Once the game started, I'm not sure they had much of a choice about it. It's kind of what we had to do. And, you know, I just felt like the last couple of games we didn't have very good energy to start the games. And unfortunately, I don't think we had very good energy to start the game tonight. So I don't really know. We'll continue to look at it, continue to explore, and continue to try and find the right chemistry and the right lineups to be out there so we can get off to better starts. I mean, you know, Ant Myers, the first play of the game, he kind of gives up a corner jump shot, and I'm scratching my head going, Ant, we talked about this. But, you know, that's what it is, and we need to start games and start halves with more positive energy and maybe a higher level of intensity, and that's what I was trying to do, to remind guys that starting's a privilege. It's not something that's a right, and you have to go and perform every single time out. And, you know, if you're trying to maybe save yourself for the tail end of the game, I got a perfect solution. We can put you right on the bench for a while and save your legs that way.
Well, I thought that's what you were going to do there. You called that first time out with, what, 2.5 minutes into the ball game, and you were already tinkering and changing the lineup.
Yeah, we're like I said, we're still trying to find that right chemistry, and we're still trying to, we have young guys that are in the game, whether it's Lucky or Dave or Keith or, different guys that are having to play minutes right now because of, injuries or whatever's going on, and those guys got to be able to step up and provide the right kind of energy and follow our formula properly so that we can, be successful.
Couple of questions for you. Obviously, Russell Johnson wasn't available for you tonight. His right thumb is bandaged rather heavily. And Karan Williams, who played just 22 minutes but ended up with 20 points. And obviously, he was feeling it here tonight. And unfortunately, his ankle was feeling it late in the second half.
Yeah, Russell's day-to-day. He's kind of got a banged-up thumb, so we're going to it's on his shooting hand, which makes it a little hard. So, he's day-to-day. And then, Karan, I guess he just kind of rolled it. And they thought he might have been just like a muscle strain or something like that. So they're going to check it out right here after he showers. And we'll have more information for you later. But right now, I expect him to be ready to go on Thursday.
All right, Coach Toole, thank you much.
Thanks so much.
70-67, the Colonials win here tonight at the Toole Center at home. And again, they break the two-game slide here in the Northeast Conference after losing on the road to Central Connecticut State, then losing at home to Quinnipiac. The Colonials actually were kind of desperate for a win here tonight, Jim Elias, and they got one. It was a fight all the way down to the end. 29 points for Shane Gibson. It looked like he wanted it a little more than the Colonials did, but fortunately Robert Morris came up big at the end. Lawrence Bridges leading the way defensively, rebounding wise, and getting those foul shots, 5 out of 6.
Yeah, I think all the inside guys played well for the Colonials. Like Coach Toole said, he probably isn't real happy with a lot of the turnovers were from the inside players. But the more you pound the ball inside against a team like Sacred Heart, they get into trouble. They get into foul trouble. You get a lot of foul shots. And Colonials, they did what it took to win tonight. Not a masterpiece, but they shot pretty well and they defended pretty well. And I know Andy Toole thinks they can do better, but he's never happy. But that's the way. That's why he's a good coach.
That indeed is why. 70-67, the Colonials win it here tonight. That will conclude our coverage of Robert Morris basketball on 73 WPIT Pittsburgh and at RMUColonials.com. With Elias McMillan in Pittsburgh, with Jim Elias here at the Toole Center, I'm Chris Shovlin. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Don't forget the Colonials are going to play Fairleigh Dickinson this coming Thursday night on the road in Teaneck, New Jersey. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip. 6:45 for the pregame show right here on 73 WPIT and across the web at RMUColonials.com. Again, Chris Shovlin saying so long for now. The Colonials win it 70-67 over Sacred Heart.